everyone, I'm glad you're here with me again. This is the third video this week with the full intention of delivering value to you to maybe give you one tip or piece of advice that could change the game for you. And we are so close to the launch of the Be Better Bootcamp. And if you watch the last two videos, you already know what the Be Better Bootcamp is, but this is an event for achievers to take their life to the next level. And this is the first event that I am releasing to the public. I speak at many different events for leaders, for new hire teams, and so much more, but this is the first event that is open to anyone. Again, it's not for anyone. So when it releases, look at it and think to yourself, am I at the point in my life where this would make sense for me? Now, no matter who you are, you would take some kind of value away from this. You would take one tip or strategy, but it depends on where you are at in life. If you don't have the financial means right now, it might not be for you, okay? However, if you could figure out a way to get the financial means, you can learn how to create even more, because if you're in that situation, then you definitely need to be at this event. You need to be here because you're going to learn how to eliminate your debt. You're going to leave with a financial game plan to build your freedom fund, to build your plan towards financial freedom and financial independence. You're going to leave with tips so you have energy throughout your entire day by still eating what it is you want to eat. If you're overweight right now, you're going to leave with tips to lose that weight. You're going to leave with tips to maintain your perfect weight, your perfect physical lifestyle, but not a diet, okay? It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, and we're going to talk about that at the event. You're going to leave with, most importantly, a plan for your future, a plan so you know exactly where you're headed, because if you haven't set goals, written goals, in the last 3 months, then right now, you might not think it, but you're drifting. You're heading in that direction, in this direction, and you're heading that way and that way. And you're going somewhere, but I guarantee you're not going in the direction you want to end up. It's like if you went to a foreign area and simply walked around looking for something, you're going to end up somewhere. And some might call that fate. I call that poor planning, okay? You need to have a goal. You need to have an end destination, or what most people call a vision. And you're going to leave the boot camp with a much clearer vision for yourself. You're going to leave with knowing the exact game plan and the exact steps you need to take to get to where it is you want to get to. But again, it's not for everyone. But if it is for you, I think you already know who you are. And today, I want to talk to you guys about how to develop and build and strengthen your momentum towards what it is you want and the goal that you are chasing after. Our first video that we posted this week talks about how to maintain your thoughts and how to think positively so you manifest positive things in your life. Our second video was on the Achievers Index Scale, which talked about how understanding your why is more important than knowing exactly what it is you need to do. How taking action comes third in the process, and understanding your why is second, and actually determining an outcome, that's your first and foremost responsibility. And today, once you know your outcome and once you are taking action towards what it is you want, we're going to talk about how to develop momentum towards that. And we're going to use a model that I learned from my mentor, Tony Robbins. And I call this the cycle of momentum. Now, I would highly recommend, if you're watching this video, I'm going to write it out here. But the best thing for you would be to take notes. Because when you take notes, when you actually take your pen to a piece of paper or a notebook or a journal, you're actually encoding that information in your mind. Because your brain doesn't know the difference between information you created and what you wrote down. When I tell you information, you might think to yourself intellectually, you might think, oh, that sounds great. But when you write it down, your brain actually believes that you created that information. And because your brain believes you created that info, it stores it on a much deeper level than me just telling you that information. Does that make sense? Now, this is the cycle of momentum, all right? And it all starts in one place. Your potential. Might be hard to read here, but that says potential. It all starts there. You know what you want. You know why it is you want that. You're taking action. Now, the speed at which you get there is up to you, okay? It all starts with what you believe you are worth. It all starts with what you think you can do. It starts with your belief systems, okay? And let me ask you the question, what do you think your potential is to get to where it is you want to get to? I'll tell you my answer. I believe your potential to be unlimited. I believe that if there's someone out there doing something you want to do, or if there's someone out there who has something that you want, or if someone has the result that you're seeking, then it's possible for you, okay? Now, that's 99% of the time. You're not going to go out there and most likely not going to become a LeBron James, all right? Because then there might be a physical limitation. Or if there's a mental problem, like a legit mental problem, that might hinder the potential as well. All right, it might make you great in a different area, but in terms of one thing, it might hold you back from that. But I believe for 99% of people, your potential is unlimited, okay? And once you understand that, that just strengthens this entire cycle, but we're going to get there. Now, it starts here. It starts with what you believe you're capable of. And then it goes to the next part of the cycle, which is your actions. What you believe you can do determines the kind of actions you will take. So if I believe I'm a great basketball player, my actions are going to be a lot more calculated, a lot more aggressive. My actions are going to be those that a top performing basketball player wouldn't do, or the shots they would make. If you believe you're worth more, your actions are going to be of a higher quality. I think you can already begin to see where this is headed. If you have a low potential in your mind, if you don't believe you're worth it, if you have the belief that something is holding you back, let's say you were born in a tough environment or you were born in a poor family, well, I've got news for you, okay? It's not your fault if you were born poor. It is your fault if you stay poor. I'm going to say it one more time. It's not your fault if you were born poor or born with a low potential. But in today's world, with all the resources that we have access to, with the internet, with libraries you can go to if you don't have the internet, it is your fault if you stay that way. It's your fault if you stay poor. It's just the reality. I'm going to say things that you might not agree with. I don't expect you to agree with everything. But understand that you can do whatever it is you want. And once you understand that, your actions will display that too, because your actions will be of higher quality. And if your actions are of high quality or low quality, it leads to the next box. And your actions will always end in an equal or greater result. You always reap what you sow. Always. That's just the way it works. If you plant the seed, it's going to grow into what you planted it to be. All right? Now, the height at which the plant grows is determined by how much attention you gave the plant, how much attention you gave the seed, how often you watered it with your mindset of potential, which led to actions, which leads to your results. Okay? An action always leads to a result. And looking back through your life, think about your life in terms of your mindset. If you thought negatively, it always leads to a negative result, or it appears that way because you search for it and you find it. And your actions lead to results, and then your results lead to our last box. And the last box, you can call two different things. You can call it your certainty. You're certain of something. The action you take ends in a result, which makes you certain that you can either do it again or certain something doesn't work. But I like to call this your belief. This last box, this is your belief. Okay, this is what you believe is possible. Let me give you an example. Let's say you try to get yourself out of debt. Okay, you believe your potential to be, hey, you know what? I might be able to do it. I saw Jim do it one time, so if Jim was able to do it, maybe I'm able to do it. I don't know. Jim had better resources. He had better people on his side. So on a scale here, all right, this is the top of the scale, you were about a here on the scale. Okay, you kind of thought you could do it, but you weren't fully bought in, you weren't fully invested. Now, because your action is here, or your potential is here, it leads to actions that are right there on the scale too. So maybe your actions were, You didn't go to the library and actually get a book on money. You talked to someone else who was broke and they gave you advice. And you followed the broke person's advice. And the broke person told you, oh, just save some of your money, man. Just save your money, put it away in an account, pay off the highest interest credit card first. Just do all these things and you'll get yourself out of debt. And you said, okay, if he told me I can do it, then I'll do it. You took that half-ass suggestion and you took action with that, and it led to a half-ass result. And because the result was the same as your potential and your actions, your belief suffers because your result was you didn't get yourself out of debt, or it's taking a long time for you to get yourself out of debt. And because it's taking a while, you're building a belief that maybe you're just not cut out for this. Maybe you're not cut out for financial independence. After all, no one in your family is, so why should you be? And because that's your belief, you finish the cycle. And because your belief in this situation was, I can't do this, then your potential goes down. And now on this scale, I hope you can see it, now your potential is towards the bottom. And this is an endless cycle. It goes on and on and on and on. Your potential leads to your actions, which leads to your results, which leads to your level of belief. Okay? Now, the good news is this, and I could talk about this for probably hours because there's a lot of different examples that go into this. The good news is you don't have to continue the cycle in order to raise your belief. Because if you want to change any of this, if you want to change your potential, if you want to take smarter actions, more effective actions, and if you want to actually get results that mean something, if you want to get successful results towards what it is you're going after, the one thing you can change is your belief. Okay? And you can change and strengthen your belief through a technique called visualization. I'm going to write it right here. Visualization. Now let me give you an example of what visualization is. The University of Chicago did a study. In 1980, they did a study. And they took 3 basketball teams. They took one team and they told them, we want you to practice playing basketball and shooting free throws over and over and over again for an hour each day for the next 30 days. Then they told the second team, we want you to follow group 1 into the gym each day to practice, but we want you to lay on the floor and visualize yourself shooting the ball into the basket. They wanted them to lay there and think in their minds of themselves throwing the basketball into the basket and having a swish right into the hoop. While the other group is actually playing the game and practicing. They were laying there. And then the third group in the study, they told this group, we want you to forget everything you've ever known about basketball. And we don't want you to play the game. We don't want you to think about playing the game. We want you to just go throughout your life for the next 30 days and not think or play basketball. So the third group did that. And what they found was incredible. After 30 days, the first group, who actually played basketball and practiced every single day for an hour a day for 30 days, their improvement was 25%. Their improvement playing the game of basketball. Now the third group, the group who was told not to play the game at all, their performance didn't change. It actually suffered a little bit, as you can expect. They didn't play the game, so their skills got rusty and they actually got a little bit worse in the game itself. Now this is the incredible part. The second group, the group that was told to lay on the floor and think about playing basketball, they improved 24% in terms of their result and their effectiveness. They didn't touch a basketball. All they did was lay there and think about playing basketball. They actually created an image in their mind, a moving image, a video in their mind of them shooting a basketball and it going through the hoop. And they did this every day for an hour. They didn't even touch a basketball. And their results were only 1% less than the group that actually shot the basketball into the hoop. It's incredible, right? Belief is the one thing you can change just with your thoughts. This is why we saved this video for number 3 and we didn't show this video first. Because if you can control your mind, if you can control your thoughts to think what it is you want to think, then you can create the image that you want to get the result that you want. Because when you strengthen your belief, your potential goes way up. Now your potential is right at the top of the scale, okay? And because your potential is there, your actions reflect it. You put your all into what it is you're doing, all right? If you're losing weight, you're at the gym 5 days a week. You're eating right. And because you're at the gym and you're eating the right way, your result is you lose weight and you feel better. And because you lost weight and you feel better, your belief skyrockets. Your belief is through the roof. And because your belief is through the roof, your potential skyrockets, and it's a never-ending cycle. And that's why we call this the momentum cycle. Because once you understand how this works, you can take advantage of it, and you can use this tool in your life. Take whatever your goal is right now, whatever it is you want, and imagine yourself doing it and successfully doing it every single day. In the morning, in the middle of the day, during your break maybe, and at night before you go to bed, imagine yourself, visualize yourself doing what it is you want. And believe it or not, before you know it, you will bring that result into your life. And this cycle will keep going on and on and on. And we're going to dig deeper into this at the boot camp. Okay, we're going to determine exactly what it is we want in 4 areas of our life, and we're going to actually use this momentum cycle to create a game plan. And that's just one of the many things we're going to be doing at the Be Better Bootcamp, the 2-day event. Again, keep your eyes open for that event that launches in the next 2 days. You're not going to want to miss it. Check it out. If you have questions with it, shoot me a message. I'd love to get on the phone and talk to you about it as well. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope you took some value away, and I want you to implement this in your life and make a change, a positive change. I want to see all my friends on Facebook and all the people on YouTube here. I want to see you excel, and I want to see you exceed, because my only goal is to help as many people as possible, possibly or positively transform their life. And I want you to be one of those people. Thanks for watching.